Former President Olusegun Obasanjo on Thursday narrated how former military head of state, General Abdulsalami Abubakar, almost denied Nigeria a $280 million telecommunications deal. Obasanjo made the comments at the launch of a book titled The Catalyst, Nigerian ICT Evolution Through a Journalist's Lens. Let's take a look.
Three that came in first, I think they paid $280 million for the line. $280 million for what was about to be given away for $3 million. That was the first thing. But not only that, we achieved competition. The three of them were competing for what Nigeria had done in the good days when things were going well, are still there and can still be done today, only if we put ourselves and we are honest to ourselves. We show the character and the attributes, and we show the understanding and the knowledge that we need to show to make this country a great country that God has created it to be.
All right, Dr. Abati, I'd love for you to tie all the stories together. I mean, this is Obasanjo there saying that, Nigeria almost lost $280 million at that time.
Let me start with President Obasanjo's
Yes.
statement. He was speaking at an event, The Catalyst, the launch of The Catalyst by Dayo Oketola, former journalist with the Punch newspaper. And essentially, President Obasanjo was talking about how you can catalyze this economy.
Absolutely.
I think my major takeaway from his presentation at that event is that, look, Nigeria can recreate what was achieved in former times, in the olden days. He talked about values of character, honesty, understanding, and knowledge.
Absolutely.
And that these are values, attributes that seem to be lacking at this present moment. If Nigeria could reinvent those values, he thinks that Nigeria can move forward. Now, he then talked about creating a conducive environment for business. That once government creates a conducive environment for business, things will move.
That's it.
Which is the point you were making about the Coca-Cola story. That, look, if there's an enabling environment, they have a body called PEBEC, led by Oduwole, So that if you do it, if you achieve the objectives, this country can function.
Absolutely.
I think in that regard, President Obasanjo was being nostalgic. And he cited the example of the telecom revolution of 2001. Once upon a time in this country, having access to telephony was a status thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I remember my first was a Nokia.
Yeah. No. Turaya.
Turaya.
Were you here at the time of Turaya?
Nokia.
Yes. Only a few people were using Turaya, and it was a status thing. But under President Obasanjo, he democratized access to telecom.
Yeah.
And the democratization of telecommunication changed our lives. If you wanted to call anybody in London or New York in those days, you would go and queue at Nitel.
Yeah.
Very long queue. And it was a difficult thing. So he's saying that, look, at a point in this country, under his watch, there was a catalyst, telecom. These days now, I once wrote a piece that how did we live when we did not have cell phones? Many people now do not know how we lived when there were no phones. So the thing is, he was giving a message of hope, a message of possibility, although he said, well, the Abdulsalami administration wanted to sell the licenses to MTN. I think at that time it was MTN, Econet, Airtel for $3 million. But when he came in, he was able to get Nigeria $280 million. And since then, we've witnessed a lot of developments. Congratulations to Oketola on the publication of his book. But, President Obasanjo is just telling us, look, we were once at this spot.
Yes.
Can we reinvent and improve upon the situation, because he says this country is a land of milk and honey, and we have the talents. Are we using the talents? Earlier on this program, I said we're using Division 2 people.
Let's turn our attention now to Edo State. As the people of the state gear up for the governorship election slated for tomorrow, the governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, has clarified his statement, maintaining that the election is a do-or-die affair because the people of Edo State will be doomed if the APC takes over the state. Let's take a look.
Edo people will make their decisions this time. It's a do-or-die because if they do, we die. If they do, we die. The level of impunity, the level of recklessness we see in the opposition party, if they take over Edo State, finish, that's the end.
I heard you. You said he's not Division 2 man either. But all right. I mean, we have seen that he's clarified this claim. I don't know if this is good enough, but earlier this week, we did see the police in Edo State, the policemen in Edo State, like ruffling up this one man. And they actually came up with a statement after, I believe, we took it on What's Trending. And this is Olumuyiwa Adejobi, who, posted the reason why the man was harassed by the policemen. He had written on Twitter that the policemen there were on official duty. They are IRT operatives who are investigating the killing of our policeman in the Benin airport in July. They have secured a warrant of his arrest. The man eventually left him when the place became rowdy. He's a murder suspect, and he will still be arrested. I mean, I thought that this was scandalous when I saw this statement by the police person, and I said to myself, is this what happens in Nigeria? So this is how they leave murder suspects. I mean, we saw the video. It was the histrionics of the woman that saved the day. They were all screaming. A quick comment before we take our final story here.
Spot on, OJ. Yes. It just reminds me of the EFCC case with Yahaya Bello, where you say that someone is wanted, and then people cry out, and they say, okay, you left him for the people. It doesn't make any sense. And that's why sometimes we begin to poke holes in this story that, okay, if that was the reason, I believe the police should have been adamant. If there's a murder suspect on the run, they ought to have been adamant in ensuring they put him in custody until he's able to answer some of his crimes. But he's innocent until proven guilty, and we are hopeful that it is not a target because it just coincidentally he's a PDP member as well. But a number of things have been said about that shooting at the airport that both the APC and the PDP have questions to answer.
They do.
So let it be fair. That's what Nigerians are asking for.
Well, I'm just praying for peace for tomorrow. We wish the Edo people good luck tomorrow, and I hope that, like you said, Dr. Abati, there won't be any ballot box snatching, and we'll come back here on Monday and discuss that.
Division 1 election.
Only, Division, we're hoping for a Division 1 election, absolutely.
All
right, then. We'll take our final story now.